This is a Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 42, where we focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a man's point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, we talk about the awesome wife of the week. That's Monique, but Kamau doesn't necessarily agree.
Not really.
We're going to give some advice on saving the relationship. This one, Kamau and I, we both struggle with this.
I do. We need help.
And we're going to talk a little about Tony Robbins, and Lamar Odom says he's addicted to sex. All that and more right now. This is MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamau. I am Kyle.
I am Kamau.
We're saving relationships one listener at a time. We got some feedback on me.
Work.
Yeah, we got, who's this from? Kara in Lake Elsinore. Hey guys, I'm a new listener. So far, I'm enjoying your show for the most part. That's what Nadia said.
So that little shade. For the most part.
Decent. It's decent. I have to be honest. One thing you said rubbed me the wrong way. Well, a few things, but this is the one that I could not shake without addressing. I'm a working mother of two. My husband and I split the responsibilities equally. I already know where she's going with this. Mm-hmm. I expect him to change the diapers just as often as I do. I have two girls. I want them to see me as a working mom. I don't want them to think a woman's job is to just cater to her kids. They always tell you on the airplane to secure your own oxygen bag first. It seems like you are saying that Ayesha Curry should put the kids first. But Steph Curry is never asked to do such. He works several weeks a year on the road. Even more than that. Mm-hmm. Are you asking Steph to contribute to helping with the children, or do you just think that him going to work should suffice as his part of the deal? Please explain your position. Thanks, guys. Kara from Lake Elsinore.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying that. Well, here's the thing about it. I mean, I don't know if she's like making the comparison with herself with Ayesha Curry. It's totally different situations. Mm-hmm. Kara is a working mom. Mm-hmm. So she gets home the same time as her husband, I'm assuming. Yeah. And she's just decided as the husband. So she says, hey, man, let's split this up. I can dig that. Mm-hmm. I can totally dig that. Ayesha Curry isn't working as hard as Steph Curry. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And the amount of work that Steph Curry does provides a lot of help if Ayesha Curry needs it. Mm-hmm. Cook, somebody to go grocery shopping, nannies, if she wants.
And they have a nanny, Ayesha's sister.
Right.
Which I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is...
Go a little bit older next time.
Yeah. They if they need help, the work that Steph Curry is doing affords all of that stuff.
Yes.
So Ayesha Curry, yes. If that's the deal, yes, put the kids first. Mm-hmm. You know, everything else should come second because Pops is the one not only putting food on the table, he's paying for nannies, mm-hmm. tutors, mm-hmm. Cooks, mm-hmm. the greatest trainers. I mean, he's doing all that. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it.
I'm a big fan of roles, Kamau.
Yeah,
and I'm not with this new age thought that we're the same. I don't believe we're the same. I believe that women have strengths and men have strengths. I believe sometimes though. The woman is the masculine one in the relationship. Sometimes the man is the feminine one. But I do believe I believe in the old school roles. And so I believe Steph's number one priority is to provide. And I believe Ayesha's number one priority should be the kids. Number one. Now, I don't have a problem with Ayesha having a job and all that stuff, but I think it should go through your number one responsibility. Because Steph always has to make sure number one is done. Yeah. For instance, as a man, if your husband said, I want to be a painter, that's great. You can paint all you want after work because your number one is to provide. So, yeah, you can paint. I have no problem with you painting as long as you provide first. And that's how I look at it. Like, Ayesha, you can do all the cooking and chefing all you want as long as you go through your first priority, which I believe should be the kids. Mm-hmm. Then everything else you do, should fall under that.
Yeah, I think Kara, because she's saying like she expects her husband to split the responsibility. So what would you say to Kara's situation? Mm-hmm. Kara is...
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
Because I still think that she should have the bulk of the kid interaction. Now, I know I'm wrong for that, but I do believe that there's just certain roles that they excel in. There's certain roles that we excel in. Now, I do believe that your man should help. I know my grandfather didn't do much helping in that way. My grandfather was provider, right?
Yeah.
But that's not their dynamic. Their dynamic is equal. And the hard thing is sometimes when she takes your job, she wants you to take one of her jobs. Mm-hmm. And I am all for helping. I change diapers.
Yeah.
You know, man, I spend time with my baby, but I still have an old school mindset that you are in charge of the kid department and I'm in charge of somebody break in. I got to grab the bat. You never grab the bat.
Yeah.
I grab the bat every time.
Yeah,
because that's my role.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more liberal than you are, but not too far off.
Yeah, not too far off.
Not too far off, but I'm a little bit more evolved.
Yeah, you definitely are evolved.
But I think that there should be. Here's the thing about it.
What?
I believe there should always be a boss, no matter who it is.
Okay, I agree, and I'm not saying it should always be the man.
Like when Britney was married to Kevin Federline.
I hope Britney was the boss.
Yeah.
She should have been.
Should have been the boss.
Oprah should be the boss in hers.
Yes.
Yes.
Later
on, we're going to talk about Monique.
Whoever is making it possible for us to live this life of whatever.
Paid the cost.
Right.
Get to be the boss.
Yes.
Hey, guys, I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to The World According to Cheryl. That is Cheryl Underwood's podcast. It's hilarious, and I'm on it. All right, Kamal, it's time to save a relationship. Now, here's the funny thing about it, man. My Uncle Charles is in the building. Sterling Evans, who's a great musician, is in the building. My Uncle Charles is a real relationship expert. So I'm about to give relationship advice in front of a real expert.
So
you got
to watch his
I hope his head
reaction.
Don't explode in the background.
This is terrible.
He's going to pull all of it. Now, he's the smoothest dude I know, but he might.
Never say that.
What? If he kick a table over, you hear somebody kicking a table over, that's my Uncle Charles in the back. He getting ready to start a podcast, so he's shadowing today. He's just hanging out. He's hanging back, being cool. Today's what are we calling it? We're saving relationships. So we're giving advice to the fellas today, right? Mm-hmm. I suck at this. This was one I cannot stand. But today's tip for you fellas is, all right, guys, now it's time for the lesson of the day. Your woman needs constant reassurance. That means constant, you look nice today, constant, we're in a good place, constant, you're important to me, all the stuff that I'm like, you already know because I'm here.
Yeah, I'm beyond struggling with that.
You're improving a little bit, though.
I improved for a second, and then I kind of like
relapse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just got back into my comfort level, which is not saying anything.
Yeah,
but it's like I come from logic, right? Yeah. So all those things you said, you look nice. I love you, all that stuff. I'm like, well, it's kind of obvious because I'm here, I'm hanging out, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I don't think my wife realizes, I can disappear.
What do you mean?
I can go somewhere. I don't have to be in the house hanging out. There's places I can go, even if it's just like the bookstore or something like that.
I don't, I'm already doing you a favor by being here.
Right. But I suck at it. And I told you guys this before. Mm-hmm. I see my pops.
Yeah.
I saw my pops. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Making us always thank our mom. If he's speaking, he's always like, "Hey, man, my wife." Oh yeah,
yeah.
And so, I mean, almost like he's her, her hype man.
Yeah, he as he should be.
Yeah, and so I grew up with that.
You saw the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Somehow it did not connect with you.
It did not.
You missed it.
But I'll say this, I'm always jocking my mom. So that
your mom's amazing.
That stuck with me.
Let me tell you what I grew up in.
Yeah.
I grew up in the hip hop culture. Uh-huh. I grew up in we don't love them hoes. You know what I mean? So it's very hard for me to simp. Because remember, I grew up with Martin Lawrence. You went out. Ooh, you simping.
I grew up in the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Man, stop jocking.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, it was, honestly, in high school, if you saw a dude holding hands with his girl, he got clowned.
Oh, my God. Look at it. He clock it in. Yeah. Hey, when you get off, dog? What time you get off?
Yeah,
so,
man.
I grew up in that era, man. So it was really hard for me. Like, for instance, if we're going somewhere, right? And she gets dressed and she's ready and I see the look of like, tell me I look great, and I just be like, oh God, I don't even want to. I just nope. I just want to walk by and be like, man, what's up? Like, I know you want me to say, but I do it. I'll be like, hey, you look nice. Drives me nuts though. But the point is, you got to do it.
Yeah,
you got to find a way to do it, and don't do it begrudgingly.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, you look nice.
I guess you look good.
That doesn't count.
Nah,
so do it. Don't do it begrudgingly. We're joking about it, but yeah, it's just something that
it's very very important. Yeah, it's definitely. I've learned that it's motivation. Right, so it can be motivational. So they hear that reassurance, how they look, and now they go out into the world and their mood's better because they know they're stunting, and the man thinks they're fly and stuff like that. So it affects the mood. Plus, I think it can definitely be like dude repellent. You know what I'm saying? My dudes say I look good, and some dudes are trying to holler back up.
Yeah, because when you leave cracks in your game, the snakes slither into the crack.
Yeah.
Can I have your attention, please? We are trying to start a movement. You heard that right. We're starting a movement. We're doing something different here at the MRA Podcast. We vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It ain't just fellas that listen to the show. Matter of fact, it's majority women, but it's all good. I know you know somebody that fits with what we trying to do over here. So all we need you to do is send it to them. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? That somebody know how we get down here at the MRA show. It's really called the podcast, but I just wanted to rhyme no and show. How's the fast coming, dude?
Well, it's no longer kicking my ass.
Oh, you recovering?
Yeah.
You have a bounce in your step this week.
Yeah.
Last week you drug in.
Yeah, man. It's here's the thing about it. I'm not starving.
Yeah.
Right. So throughout the day, I'm typically good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like certain things. Like yesterday, I went to a picnic and they were barbecuing.
I remember we used to do the education during Ramadan sometimes, and we be grubbing.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Yeah. I remember I took homeboy Dave.
Dave Lees?
Yeah.
Okay. Dave.
Yeah, we were going to get some I was taking him to get some costumes for the show. And he was like, yo, there's an Arby's. Can I have Arby's?
So white.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
White people love Arby's.
And he knew I was fast. He said, is that going to bother you? I'm like, nah. I haven't had Arby's probably ever.
Nah, yeah. It's not a... Yeah. Nah. Did you know Arby's stood for RB? Roast beef?
Oh, no.
That's where I got the title.
Did not know that.
Yeah. We just learned something today. All right, keep going.
Yeah. So he gets his Arby's. I'm driving, and whatever he ordered smelled like Thanksgiving dinner at that time. And it's like 11 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah,
I got 6 hours or so. But like,
were you full from your?
It's just like you smell this, the aroma, and it's like, hey, I want that now.
Yes,
and that's what it is. Not like I'm hurting, or I'm about to pass out. It's like, wow, that smells good. I want to taste that.
Yes,
and I can't.
Yes,
so they had barbecue, they had cheeseburgers, hot dogs on the grill, which I love when somebody barbecues hot dogs. You right now with these big cherries.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah. It's like, and I like cherries. I don't know if I should say, pause on that.
Pause.
I don't know if I should say pause. I like cherries.
Yeah.
But it's like, I love cherry season. And it's like, wow.
I think it's rude that I'm eating these right now, but let me just tell you something.
All good.
Yeah. I'm eating raw food all day. We're still doing it. I'm keeping it up. Now I'm, because I did it for 3 days as a cleanse. And now I'm doing it because it just made my body feel well. And you know what? I realized, man, I feel like I got a food addiction. And that sounds, I hate when people say they have an addiction, especially when they get caught cheating on their wife. We're going to talk about Lamar Odom later, about his addiction. But, I grew up, my dad, he struggled with addiction. And so I thought I didn't really have any kind of addictions. But I'm realizing how much, I was a dude growing up, man, when Whoppers were 99 cents, I was pounding 5 of them. Oh yeah! If the cheeseburgers, I would do 11 cheeseburgers on Tuesday. They had 25 cents. They had 30-cent cheeseburger Tuesdays. So I get 9. I'm really lucky that I'm not physically obese because I eat like a fool.
Wow!
I always have. And so what I'm realizing now that I'm eating the raw food all day, I'm realizing how much, now I see why spiritually, you fast and pray, because it's like, I'm realizing how much I eat for the high, not for the, they say don't eat to live, live to eat, or whatever. Don't live to eat, eat to live.
Yeah.
This has helped me. It's really helped me to realize how much it's helped me to develop patience. Because I allow myself, like I said, one cooked meal a day right now. And I'm not saying this is my new forever, but I just noticed I feel better when I do it. Because I just was feeling real sloppy. And I'm like, wow, when it gets to around, when it gets to, I don't know, 3-4 o'clock and I haven't had a solid that day or a cooked meal that day, I feel the pain, but I also am like, I'm not really that hungry. I just miss the taste.
Yeah, that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
You miss the taste. Your mouth gets dry. We can't drink water.
Yeah,
so my mouth gets dry and stuff like that. But yeah, I see, like I'm going grocery shopping, like everything looks good.
Yeah.
You know, everything, I throw it all in like I'm a stoner or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm throwing stuff in a basket, and then I get home, I can't eat any of it.
Yeah, not till the night owl.
But even still, because your stomach shrinks.
Oh, yeah. That's the other beauty of it.
Oh, yeah, last night, man, I went to Burger King. I got a Whopper meal on the way home. I went to I had a show, I contributed jokes to this late night show. He picked 6 of my jokes, man.
Nice.
6 of my jokes in a desk piece.
I mean, you couldn't have told me you had the show, dog. Whatever, man. I sound like a disgrace right now, but I'm saying it would have been nice.
Yeah, man. But so on my way home, so. It was time for me to break my fast, but I'm in the middle of the show, so I can't just sit there and eat while the guys on stage and anything like that. So I waited. I had a couple cookies and stuff like that, but afterwards I went to Burger King and I couldn't finish my Whopper.
It's funny, huh?
I could not finish the Whopper.
Yeah, you eat less. Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm about to
go to work.
Yeah, I went to Whopper meal, but what else am I gonna eat?
Yeah,
I'm done with this.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, nothing.
Because I haven't eaten all day.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, man, my body was like,
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, that's the new revelation. It feels like a movie every day. Every day that I'm doing this, I'm like, wow. It's for me. It's a spiritual, cathartic. Yeah. Because I've made a lot of bad decisions for the flesh.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? Like I've gone to a girl's house because she had food.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That I'm really like, why are you going? And then I started realizing like when I'm not eating, I'm like, oh wow, if you weren't eating like a fool, you probably wouldn't even want to order that day.
No. Well, I had to realize as I've gotten older, I can't eat the same. I want to.
Oh yeah.
I want to. Man, I live, I gotta go through the hood to get home. And I see all, pastrami sandwiches, and I used to love pastrami as a kid.
Yeah, I still do.
You know
who had good pastrami? Is Earl's.
Yeah.
Oh man, they had like a turkey pastrami.
I like hot dogs, pastrami sandwiches.
Man, dude, I'm getting hungry, dude. We got to change the subject too. We come back, man. I hate to cut you off, but I gotta have to cut you off, man, because we gotta talk about the awesome wife of the week.
Okay.
Yo, Kamal.
What's up?
I finally finished my album, dog.
The one you did in 2013?
Yeah, man. I know, man. A long time ago, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this album. This thing is coming out. Eventually. You got to finish. You can't give up.
I can dig it. And eventually it's finally here.
Eventually it's finally arrived, man. And I was listening to it, man. This thing is funny, dude.
Okay, it's not dated. No jokes about Chingy or nothing like that.
There is some dated jokes in there. Like there's a reference to, it was before Michael Sam came out. Because it was like a reference to gay athletes that came out. And I was like, wow, that's dated.
Okay.
But the juxt of it is everything's good.
Bruce Jenner still.
Yeah,
Caitlyn. Caitlyn?
He's Bruce. He's
Bruce.
I don't talk about him,
but he was Bruce.
Yeah, I used to have a Bruce Jenner joke. He was Bruce, and this when I recorded this. But it's ready, man. It's out. Okay. It's funny, man. Check it out and get it on iTunes right now. It's called "Be a Man at All Times." Today's awesome wife of the week is Monique. Yeah, buddy. Monique came under fire because she said, y'all ladies, basically, I'm paraphrasing. She was in a stand-up performance. She has a residency in Vegas. And she basically told black women to let their husband have a side chick. And women, as you could imagine, lost their mind. And there was one woman in particular, her name is Paris Milan. She gave her video blog response. And she was mad. She was very furious. Some of the things she said is Monique is don't let Monique lead you to destruction and death. Some of her concern was disease, which makes sense. Right? It's not natural to be with multiple women. Is one thing she said. She said, if you're married 30 years, but you've been cheated on for 29, you're in no position to give marriage advice. I was like, ooh. Yeah. And you agree with that?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, in theory.
It makes sense if you. I mean, unless you don't, if that's your thing.
Yeah,
you don't mind getting cheated on, so obviously you're winning. I would say, man, honestly, Monique, it seems like the indoctrination is complete. Well, seems like her husband. This is her husband talking. This is just justification.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in my opinion, and this is as an outsider, just looking through the window.
Yeah,
seems like, man, he's gotten her to burn bridges.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because Monique's been around. She's played the game and all of this stuff. And then it seems like when she linked up with this guy, everything's gone to shit now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's difficult to work with. She tries to shake down people for more money.
Yeah.
She's burning bridges and stuff like that. And it seems like, and the guy's sitting right there, like co-signing everything.
Smiling.
Almost like.
Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's Elijah Muhammad. She's Malcolm.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? She's his spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And so it came to like, a head for me, a climax when I saw this. Like, oh, yeah, duh.
Oh, so it pretty much crystallized for you like, oh, okay, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, yeah. Of course,
that's what's going on.
Of course her husband's gotten her to
to
believe that the man should have a side piece. Now, I'm not just saying like he needs to have a side piece. When she broke it down, like saying like some white supremacy stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you're getting played right now.
Oh, okay.
That's a guy. It's not like they got together and they decided, hey, you know what, this works better for us and stuff like that. Like, nah, man, this dude is like kicking game.
Yeah.
Almost like a cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like we talked about last week, you like to see people getting gamed or, taken advantage of. I think Monique's getting taken advantage of. And this guy's just figuring out a way to bang chicks. And make money off his wife.
Sounds horrible.
On some pimp stuff.
Yeah. Sounds horrible. I don't agree, though.
Yeah?
No, I don't agree. I think Monique is a strong-willed woman. I think Monique is the man in that relationship. I do. I think Monique is the man in that relationship. Monique is a harsh...
wholeheartedly disagree with that.
You think she's just getting pimped?
I think that Monique... I mean, she'll say, like, she puts her man on the pedestal and all.
She should. Yeah.
And so, I don't... No. I think this is all... Because here's the thing about it. One thing about a spokesperson, they don't have all the information.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean Malcolm X?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Malcolm X was like probably the best spokesperson ever, right?
Yeah.
Because he might have been smarter than the guy he was quoting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like most of the time, they don't have all the information. They don't know what this guy's talking about. It's like when somebody goes out there, like the press secretary and stuff like that.
What's her name? Huckabee?
Yeah, Huckabee said it. They sound dumb because they don't have the whole context.
You're saying Monique is Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
I'm saying yes.
No way.
She is.
There is no way.
She is. This guy, Sydney's press secretary. No way. He's sitting back like...
Yeah, I personally think if a woman has a man that is not monogamous, right, then that's why it's happening. It's not because she's good, she's bad, she don't give it up enough. No, that's the husband she has. And so it's either going to be exacerbated or not. I don't think a woman is a bad woman if her man has a woman on the side. I also think that you can't stop a dude. If your dude wants to do his thing, he going to do his thing. I think y'all should have an agreement up front.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You guys should talk about this.
Yeah,
because if she expects one thing and you told her you're this guy and then you're pretending to be a different guy, that's just foul to me, man.
See, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Here's where this thing looks like some bullshit to me. When she's saying like, oh, monogamy is like some white supremacy stuff. It's like, oh yeah,
that sounded crazy.
That's the game.
That sounds like Monique.
That don't sound like Monique.
That sounds like Sydney. Well, here's my thing, man. I believe that one of the reasons why a lot of black men are not with their family is because they're not with the monogamy thing. And so they're out there doing their thing. They don't want to be locked down, so they out there in the street. I believe that monogamy has helped tear down the black community. I do. I believe in the motherland, the dude is doing his thing and his family's together. I believe the rules.
He's not doing his thing though.
In the motherland?
He's not doing his thing. He might have like more than one wife, but he's not in the club.
Well, no, that's not what I didn't mean that.
You know what I'm saying? He's not doing his thing.
Listen,
he's not an all-star weekend.
Let me tell you something. Come out. If you wanted to be in the club every night, our relationship couldn't survive. Like, what? Why, dog?
No, I'm just saying.
Comedy club, yes.
Well, I was like, if a dude has like, let's say like the some people in the Mormon
fine
population, they have like 2 or 3 wives or something like that. They have like the kids, they have a clan.
Yeah.
I
think that would keep a man at home.
I'm not opposed to that.
I think that would keep a man at home.
But the dude is out looking.
That dude has a problem.
Yeah.
That dude has a problem. The dude is out in the street and trying to pick up women. This guy has a problem. Right. I'm not talking about him. And everybody should know, like I said, we're doing business together, right?
Yeah.
If you can't make it to our broadcast because you stumbling in from doing, like, dog, you don't have your life together. And we're going to talk about Lamar Odom real soon because it's like, dog, you're sloppy.
Yeah.
You're sloppy. That will destroy a marriage. That will destroy a business. But that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about forcing monogamy on somebody who's not monogamous is going to cause problems.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think that the guy that's got like 2 or 3 wives, he's monogamous.
No, he's not. He's polyamorous.
I mean, what is it? Not monogamous.
Yeah, but he's
I think
a family guy.
I equate monogamy with like
a
being
family
faithful.
guy. Yeah, he is faithful too.
Right.
Yeah, I used to do a joke that one of my favorites. I said, my woman told me I'm not loyal, and I said, no, I am loyal. I've been with the same 3 women for the last 10 years. Now that's loyalty to me.
Yeah.
That to me, that's a family man. Mm-hmm. But I think we agree that the dude out there in the street, he got a problem no matter what.
Yeah. And so, like the side chick, like if you have like side chicks, and you have the same 1 or 2 second and third string, you're saying that would
keep black men at home.
Okay,
more black men at home.
Yes, I guess I
you don't have to agree, but that's
I can see your point, and you agree with me that basically the guy who's always out recruiting.
That guy has a problem. That dude just has a problem to me.
Okay. And I think that basically Sidney is basically laying the seeds so he can be out there recruiting.
In the streets.
Yeah.
And I think we both agree that streets are no good. Hey, what's up, man? I just had to take a time away from the podcast to let you know. If you want an MRA hat, you can get you one. You know why? We got them for sale. 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 You can get you one in red, blue, black, whatever you want. Just go to the website, themrapodcast.com. That is themrapodcast.com and get you one. Hey, come out. Speaking of cheating, dude, I've heard women say a lot that the emotional affair is worse than the physical affair.
Yeah.
My wife definitely told me that.
Yeah, you know what, man? My ex-wife said I was having an emotional affair. I had never heard of it before.
Yeah. Were you?
I
was.
I guess I was. No, I'm saying. I mean, I guess in hindsight, at the time, I was like, "This is the most ridiculous thing ever." But I guess,
yeah, I was definitely having one.
Yeah,
and it now I realize, that probably wasn't cool.
No.
But at the time, I was just like,
it's my homegirl.
I'm not hitting.
Yeah, so exactly, right. Exactly.
Like, I'm not smashing. And I wouldn't mind if you was having an emotional affair as long as you don't smash.
Yeah.
But we thinking like men. So you sent me this article about the emotional affair and signs. Guys, sorry about this one. Kamal is about to cock block all your stuff right
man,
now.
Like, it was your partner.
Sure.
Not your man.
Yeah, okay.
Your partner.
Go ahead.
I mean, this is pretty standard stuff, but they don't want you anywhere near their phone. That's textbook 101.
Yeah.
You know, like comedians make jokes about it. Like, don't go near my phone. Don't look at it. Yeah. It rings. Like if you're outside, you make a mad dash, bust through the door to get it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty standard stuff. It says number 2, they're acting different. You know.
That's why D-Ray has a great joke about being consistent.
Got to be consistent. Yeah, I knew a guy I used to work with. He said no matter what, he came home at 6 o'clock every day. Yeah. Even if he didn't have nothing to do, he came home at 6 o'clock every single day.
Keep it consistent because they notice.
Consistent.
They notice.
If he's got,
that's weird.
Yeah.
Why is it that?
Yeah. So if he's got to go somewhere, hang out at a bar, go watch a game, 6 o'clock.
Yep.
In case he does have some dirt, he's got that open window. It's gotta
always look the same.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: you're telling guys you're telling the women how to catch it. I'm telling guys how to get away. So go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
They're sharing a lot less.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, but see, the thing about it is, unless I'm prodded.
Yeah.
I don't share anyway.
Well, you also should. The good thing about sharing less is, it keeps you from walking into traps.
Oh yeah,
because you talk too much.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I've played myself before.
Yeah, and plus I've given my ex-wife, just my partners, just so much ammo because you provide so much info. So when you're beefing now, it's like they got so much ammo to use against you.
Oh yeah, and they will. What else?
You no longer feel like a priority.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when I read this, I felt horrible because I was like, oh man, he all in my business. By the way, this is a Yahoo article, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not as interested in sex.
Yeah, it happens. Especially after a while. You get tired of smashing the same. You're like, hey.
Yeah.
The thing about the conversation, that convicted me because that was what my wife told me. She was like, you don't want to talk because you're talking to somebody else. You're like, when you get home, you already talked out. Isn't that an article?
Yeah. But see, the thing about it is, man, for me, it was a void.
Yeah.
I just wasn't getting it at home. Like the conversation, sometimes we're just going through a rough patch. I need somebody to vent to. Yeah. But my wife was on the phone talking to somebody else, her sisters and her crew and stuff like that.
Not realizing that she's almost doing the same thing as you.
Right. I wasn't part of her crew.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Mm-hmm. But the article ended, man, it says that it's not really a cause for a breakup, an emotional affair. Mm. It's not really a cause for a breakup. So
unless you have some priors like I did.
Yeah.
Then you're done.
But if your partner's having an emotional affair, it's not cause, you can definitely work things out. Mm-hmm. And so, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. When we get back, man, we got to talk about, I want to talk about Lamar Odom and his addiction. But first, we got to talk about Tony Robbins getting Me Too'd. Are you yelling at your radio right now? What the hell you saying? You wrong, Kyle.
You wrong, Kamal.
Yeah. Or right. That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yeah. Hey, then tweet us. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing. Hit us right now. Respond to us. Just talk to us right now.
Let us know how you feel.
I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Or you can hit us both at The MRA Podcast and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, man.
So we'll read it.
We might even respond.
And you just might hear it on the show.
Yeah, man. Be a celebrity for a day.
Yes, man. Just stop what you're doing. Hit us up, man. You'll get a response.
Yes, sir.
Tony Robbins is in trouble, Kamal. Not really. He's not really in trouble. He's being called out by BuzzFeed.
Okay.
They're basically saying that he's a man with taking advantage of his power. He, according to BuzzFeed, two of Robbins' former followers provided publication with signed statements swearing under oath that they felt he had sexually harassed them by repeatedly pursuing them after they made clear they weren't interested. Two more women who worked with as his assistant said Robbins expected him to work alone when he was naked in his hotel room or in the shower. That's the short version of it. Mm-hmm. Whenever I see this kind of stuff, the first thing I think is, oh man, they going after another dude. That's the first thing. That's the MRA in me, right?
Yeah.
But then as I read it, and I see it's two women, Jane Bradley, Katie Baker, going after this guy. And I look at the way, unlimited power, and they kind of paint him as the devil, with this picture of him. And so my initial knee jerk is to defend the dude, But as I look at it, I'm like, I understand that a lot of times a man's sex drive is what propels him to be successful, especially if you were a lame when you was growing up.
Okay.
And you never could, that sex drive is something. That sex drive, if you're not getting that sexual outlet, a healthy sexual outlet, it can lead to, what do we call it? LOPS? The guys, the shooters.
Yeah.
It can lead to violence when guys don't have a healthy outlet. It can also drive you to want to be great because men know that if they're great, that they'll have women.
Yeah.
But it looks like, at least from the BuzzFeed's point of view, it looks like he has a problem. Tony Robbins has a problem. At least it looks like. Because on one hand, it's like he's just trying to shoot his shot, right?
Yeah.
And guys know that a lot of times a woman will be like, no, I'm not interested. But if you keep asking, it's cold outside, like that song in Christmas.
Yeah.
If you keep asking, sometimes women they're inhibited by, they don't want to look like a hoe. They don't like all the things that have been created.
Yeah.
To make them not be free.
Yeah. Society did a number on them.
Yeah, and men started this, by the way. That's what's crazy about it. Like,
oh yeah,
heck yeah! It was designed to keep women from being hoish.
The men started this thing.
Yes,
what?
So that women would not be hoes.
I thought this was like just hating chicks, just over there, like look at her. Dudes
did not want their woman sleeping around. So it backfires on us, and it helps at the same time because you don't want your woman being a hoe.
I don't want mine.
Well, the problem. So they did a number on all women to make sure women being a hoe was frowned upon.
Okay.
But the problem is when you try to get some, that same woman, you know what I mean? It's like
those morals.
Yeah, those morals. That was all created to keep them from hoeing. If you notice, the same rules never applied to men. It was always keep the women from hoeing.
Man, I don't trust nobody like Tony Robbins.
Why not?
This to me is on some old, Jim Jones, Charles Manson, all these guys, man. I don't trust these self-help gurus. I think it's a scam. And Tony Robbins obviously just isn't from like the 60s where Charles Manson was like just drugged out of his mind and crazy, or the same thing with Jim Jones with all the dope and all of that stuff. But he's just smarter than those guys. Well, he's legitimate.
Yeah. And he says a lot of stuff that helps.
I mean, here's the thing about it, man. Charles Manson, everything he came out of his mouth wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, somebody's going to say something that makes some sense. The L. Ron Hubbard, with the Scientology guys, they'll say something that's like, oh, okay.
Or some of these like the mega pastors that turn out to be corrupt.
It's gonna make a lot of sense. It's gonna speak to a lot of people. But I'm saying like their motives. Yeah, I don't trust their motives. I was watching there's a movie, didn't do too well, but it was pretty good. It's called Bad Time at the El Royale. And the guy that plays Thor, Chris Hemsworth, I think his name is. He was playing some like a Jim Jones, Charles Manson type character, right? And he had this flock of people with them. They were all drugged out in the free love and all of that stuff. And a woman went to go get her sister back, because her sister was part of the cult. So she went undercover in the cult for like a week or two or something like that. And so when she confronted the guy, he was saying like, "I loved you" and all that stuff. And she basically said, "You use all that shit just to fuck women." It kind of stopped the guy like, wow, he had that moment like, damn, you kind of got me.
You kind of got me there.
You kind of got me.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah, like Facebook.
Yeah.
The Facebook movie.
Yeah.
He just wanted his ex-girlfriend to see his greatness.
So the self-help, and then when I hear it, it's like, oh, okay, it confirms my bias. This is confirmation bias for me.
Yeah. See, I don't feel the same way about Monique's husband, but I see this in Tony Robbins. Yeah. Because I'll listen to his stuff because he's kicking some game.
He will.
He kicks great game.
He will.
But I could see shades of, oh, you're that guy.
Yeah. And here's the thing about it. These women who are accusing him of sexual misconduct, these are the women who said no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, he shot his shot with these 5 and got, oh man, these 5 times.
I mean, it does suck that you can't try to shoot your shot, but it also sucks when you're, when your hand on the shoulder. Like I've seen him.
Here's the thing about that. I don't mean to cut you off, Kyle. This guy's self-help.
Yeah.
So a lot of these people, they're coming to him for like help, and they're like, I don't want to say damage.
But there's a vulnerability there.
Right. And so he's taking advantage of people.
The door's open.
Right. So it's not like he's just like in Target pushing a basket and seeing someone, hey, how you doing? No.
Yeah. These are people under his spell.
These are people under his spell. Yeah. And so it's like, I don't trust guys like this. So when I hear about it, it confirms my bias, and I'm not in his corner. And so whatever happens to him, or if he gets exposed, cool.
Hey, come on, we got listeners all over the world now, man.
Yep.
And I was wondering, man, I wonder what the people do while they're listening to our show. I know we got a guy in the Navy who's in Spain. He listens. We got a lady that drives a Lyft. She listens while she's driving her Lyft and has her customers listen too, which is absolutely hilarious. Cat in Brooklyn listens while he delivers some fish. Okay. We want to know from other people, man, how do you listen to our show? What are you doing? Hit us up on the social media. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I am at Angry Kamau.
And let us know what you're doing when you listen to our show. Kamau, what are you doing when you listen to the show?
Man, I'm usually chilling, man. I take the train to get my son from school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, man. So I get the headphones on and I listen to it front and back. The problem is I'm coming back. He wants to talk. I'm trying to listen, so I have to, try to act like I'm paying attention to him. I'm really listening to my words of wisdom.
That's good, man. Yeah. Pretend like you're listening to your son while you're listening to the podcast. That's one way to do it. I usually listen to while I'm cleaning the house, man. I picked. Well, go ahead.
Domestic work?
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, dude. I wish I didn't have domestic work, but yeah, man. I usually listen to if I'm washing the dishes or folding laundry. I listen to any kind of thing that I don't have to think.
Yeah,
and I just get to listen. But I want to know what do the people listen? What are y'all doing? Let us know. Kamau, you sent me this article about Lamar Odom says he was addicted to sex.
Yeah.
Initially, when I see that, I roll my eyes.
I roll my eyes too.
I was like, oh, here we go. It sounds like he might be trying to shoot a shot at his ex-wife and say, hey, I was an addict.
I'm an addict.
That's
man.
what it is.
I got a disease.
But the problem I have with that is this touches home because I said my dad struggled with addiction when I was growing up. And Lamar Odom is an addict. See, Lamar Odom is addicted to drugs, and he's saying that he's addicted to women, and he was saying that when he has sex with women, the drugs came into play as a way to have more pleasure.
Yeah.
And so I've heard similar stories from family members that said, I had a family member that told me that he tried crack because a woman was like, it'll make sex better.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of dudes I don't know a lot of dudes on crack, but like the guys you speak to.
Yeah.
They got it was always a woman involved.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it was never like they homeboys. Hey, let's smoke some rocks.
Yeah, no, it's never always like it's never Kamau saying, "Hey, man, before we start this show, man, I'm about to light up right quick."
Man, you would be great. Man, if you did a podcast,
you want to hit, dog?
Yeah.
You want to hit? Yeah, never that.
Oh man, your points.
Yeah, no.
Your point of view is gonna be sharp.
A little off. But so it makes sense to me, man. Lamar said he was so bad he ran out of porn to watch. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That I makes me feel bad for the dude, man, because he has so much potential and he just never reached it. He's addicted to candy. That was a dude that was always eating candy.
Yeah.
He just can't do anything kind of.
Well, he had a rough upbringing.
And Pops was off, huh?
Yeah. And then even as an adult, you see how that tragedy, didn't he lose his son and stuff like that.
A lot of death.
And so the thing about the drugs came later.
Yeah.
That came later. The candy and the sex probably was always there. Mm-hmm. I think that when people who are addicted to sex, when I hear that, it's always people who have the opportunity to have a lot of sex.
True. Yeah, that is true. That's
know what
funny.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, if I was 14 years old and I can pretty much have sex anytime I wanted to with any woman I wanted to, would I be addicted to sex too? I wouldn't be going to school if I didn't have to and all of that stuff. I would just be like smashing every day, going around.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's just because, like you said, if he's trying to like speak to an audience of one,
true, to
get his woman back with this disease thing. And I guess with therapy, that's a new thing. They try to convince you that that's a problem. It is a problem.
It is.
I don't think it's an addiction.
I think it's an addiction.
I don't.
I think anytime you're doing something that you don't want to do.
I think he wants to do it.
Yeah, but for instance, like when you find yourself not doing the things that are important to you because of this other thing, like I look at my own life and think of mistakes I made that there was women I smashed that I didn't even want to smash.
Yeah, you're a professional, man. You got to do it,
Had to lay it down.
Yeah, man. Rain, sleet, or snow.
Exactly. Like the post office. There was times that I'm like, why am I here?
Right.
What am I doing here? I don't even want to be here. I should be doing this other more productive thing.
Yeah.
That's addiction.
Here's the thing about it. I'm going to counter that.
Go ahead.
See, drugs can have cats missing gigs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Missing games or being late to games and stuff like that. Missing practice. I don't think sex has ever caused anybody to miss basketball practice.
Maybe it doesn't make you miss practice, but here's the part I'm going to get you with. It can cause you to miss your workouts that you need to be doing to be great.
Right.
I know for me,
that
it causes me, I ain't going to miss practice, but I could be doing more if I wasn't trying to smash.
Yeah. I guess I look at addiction, I look at it as like a chemical thing. It's hard for me to wrap my hand around like gamblers who are addicted and stuff like that. It's like
you're addicted to that adrenaline, though.
Yeah, I guess, and that's for me because I don't have like an addictive personality.
Yeah, and you don't, and sometimes it helps. It would help if you had an addictive personality.
I can empathize more.
No, you could get more work done.
Oh,
if you know what I mean. Addicts lock in. Kobe Bryant, he locks in. He will bury himself and work on his jump shot for 6 hours.
That's just determination. I wouldn't call that an addiction.
But you ever notice that athletes tend to gamble more than, like, you know what I mean? Athletes are addicted.
Some of them.
Very often an athlete will have action. A gamble. Yes.
They need action.
Yes. Hey, if you're enjoying the podcast, do us a favor. Tell a friend. That's it. Costs you nothing, helps us out, and gives your friends some entertainment to make that commute a little easier, or gives them some company on a workout or while they're cleaning the house, so it helps them out, helps everyone out. All right, so please subscribe, leave a positive comment, and share. All right, let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Fellas, I need your help. My first wife and I were married for 10 years. We have 2 sons that are grown now. They are good young men. We raised them the old-fashioned way. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. They knew not to step to me or it would be that ass. 6 years ago, I got remarried. This time to a white woman. My first woman was black. My new wife and I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she is strong-willed. The problem is her mother wants to raise her differently. Her mom does not want to break our daughter's spirit. I do.
Dear old dad.
She does not believe in spankings. I do. She wants our baby to speak her mind and treats her like an adult with valuable opinions. To hell with that. When I was growing up, we had no opinion. My mama used to tell me, if I want your opinion, I'll give you one. But our daughter runs all over my wife. But then she has the nerve to get mad at me, or my wife has the nerve to get mad at me when she's getting railroaded. She looks at me like it's my fault, but she won't let me raise our daughter my way. I sit back and watch my daughter run all over her mother. She is respectful to me, but she treats her mother the same way those white kids do that you see in the grocery store. Absolutely disrespectful. I hate it, guys. What do you recommend? I want to spank my daughter behind my wife's back so that my daughter has a chance in this world. But I'm not sure if that would backfire. Fellas, I know you both have kids and both have blended families. What do you recommend? James from Sherwood Forest, Louisiana. Sorry that we're laughing, James.
I laugh at that line. I want to spank her behind her back. Like, pick her up. I'm taking her for ice cream and go somewhere.
Be back.
What's this for? 3 weeks ago.
Yep. You're going to learn.
It's the only time I can get off of work.
Mm-hmm. All right, what you think, Kamal?
Yeah, I definitely, I feel James. I feel James. I have a difference of, opinion on how to raise both my sons with my ex-wife and my current wife. My ex-wife is more of a, she's more of a, what do you call it, like a blocker. She just doesn't want my son, oldest son, to suffer at all. If he has a low test grade, she's going down there to talk to the teacher, and that's her. She's going to just, defend my son. And I think that basically it doesn't teach him to be responsible because mama got it.
Yeah.
Any issue, mama got it.
Yeah.
My current wife with my younger son, she likes the free spirit. So her thing is she doesn't even mind him voicing his opinion. It's, from our generation, we would deem that as disrespectful.
Yeah.
She just doesn't want him whining.
Yeah.
So if he can give his opinion without whining, or what he doesn't want to do, she's cool with that. I come from the school of children seem not heard. And,
yes.
And you do this because I say so.
Yes.
So we have a difference of opinion. Sometimes we butt heads, but ultimately, James, I think spanking your daughter behind her back won't be productive.
No,
behind your wife's back. Which you probably, the advice I would give you is take your daughter for ice cream, or just take her out one time and just get her away from the wife, get her out of that element. And she's 8, so she understands, and explain to her how she should treat her mom and just being respectful, and the ramifications of not being respectful. What and how that looks. Let her know the sacrifices you guys made. Your mom is your ultimate cheerleader, and she does this X, Y, and Z, and what she doesn't deserve. Almost shaming or guilting your daughter into acting right, man. You don't need to, go ham. Kids are kids, man. You can manipulate kids, man. You can get a kid to do anything. That guy, that DC sniper, got that kid to kill people and stuff like that. Yeah. You can get a kid to pretty much, it's your kid too. So you're raising this kid, so you can get her to do anything. You can get her to act right without, spanking, even though for us, that's the quick fix.
Yeah.
But I'll say this though. A strong-willed person, when she gets out in the real world, is the type of person who's going to be a CEO. A senator, a mayor, a president, someone who's very opinionated and is not afraid to back down, even to authority. So, look on the bright side. But I feel you, James. I feel you.
I'm going to weigh in right as soon as we get back.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, y'all? If you like this show, you want to help us offset some of these costs, man, you feeling the need to donate, then do just that. Go to www.patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast. That is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, and you can find us at Patreon. Or you can catch us in the street and just be like, hey, man, I love y'all. I want to bless you with some cash and put some dollars in our pocket. You can do that. Or you can hit us on Venmo. Find our names and just, bless us with dough on Venmo. Or you could pray for us. Do that too. But we prefer cash. The last thing you said, Kamal, is it's kind of deep, because black and brown folks, we are raised we're broken like horses, right? We're raised to be obedient.
Yeah.
Right. And some of that goes back to the slave days.
Yeah.
They talked about Zion Williamson. He got drafted, and they're saying he should go back to Duke. Some people are saying he should go
not
back
drafted yet, but
so you're right. He didn't get drafted. The Pelicans got the first pick,
and they said basically avoid that
by going back to. Now, a black man has never done that before. Eli Manning did it. I can't think of all the people that did it. Maybe a black guy's done it. I think a basketball player may have done it, but in the ones I know about, Eli Manning definitely did it, and Peyton and John Elway did it. Right,
threatened to leave.
Said they didn't want to go to the certain team. When black people speak their mind and say what they will and won't do, we are seen as unorderly and disrespectful and
insubordinate,
rude, and insubordinate, which comes from the word subordinate, meaning that to submit. So we as black people, we teach our kids to submit at an early age, but we want them to submit to us. And we also want them to be good people to submit to their boss and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
White people are raised differently. They're raised with an opinion. They're raised to talk back. They're raised to say, they're not raised to be subordinate like we are.
Yeah, it's almost like we're breeding workers.
We're breeding workers.
Because we were workers in this country.
Good workers.
Yeah.
When I worked at the Tonight Show, man, I was the best worker, man. They said to do something, boom, I ran and did it, right? And then this other guy came, and his name was Ross the intern, right? And this guy was not a good worker, but he was funny. He did his thing, and he ended up becoming a correspondent. They called him Ross the intern. He later became Ross Matthews. He is he's on TV all the time. Okay. He got his break from the Tonight Show. The funny thing is, guy number one, me, they knew me as a good worker. The other guy was a horrible worker. He did what he wanted. He made jokes. he got a lot further. So as a father, as a parent, I want my child to be a good listener. Mm-hmm. I don't want to tell you twice.
Yeah.
If I got to tell you twice, I'm ready to light that ass up.
Mm-hmm.
However, the thing that helped me to see that an ass whooping ain't always necessary, you got to forgive me because it feels blasphemous to say it's not always necessary, but it's not. Because as a teacher, I never used it. And my classroom management skills were always top. You never saw my classroom out of order. And I never used violence on them. Never had to. And that's when I realized, because I have a similar situation with my youngest daughter is not the same, from the same mom as my first 3 kids, where she's very new agey and it drives me damn crazy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I want to sit back and let her see her methods fail. But the problem is, as a man, I believe we have roles: protect, provide, right? That's our role. Protect and provide. So your lady is going to always want you to protect. And if you say, no, I'm going to let you fail, then you're not protecting. You got to come and be the muscle, even if it's not physical muscle.
Even if it's one of those "I told you so" moments.
You still got to be the muscle.
My son gets out of pocket, I'm still, hey, man.
You check him.
Yeah.
And then if you got to talk to your wife later, you do that. But when you said, I sit back and watch my daughter roll over her mother, I got to throw a flag on that. Flag on the play.
Stop that.
You got to stop. You cannot let your wife get ran over by anybody.
Yeah. Because
she's looking at you as a protector. Mm-hmm. So now you're not being a man at all times because you're not doing job number 1, which is protect and provide. So what do we recommend? I'm going to tell you what Kyle recommends. I recommend you treat your daughter like you would if you were a football coach or a basketball coach. You wouldn't be hitting your players. You would keep it tight. Be consistent. You ain't got to put hands on them to keep them in line. Mm-hmm. Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. He doesn't really put his hands on the dogs, but you can't let them, give them an inch. They will take 10 miles. So you just got to be consistent. Tell her, nope, we're not doing it like that. Mm-hmm. It does suck, man, because if you and your wife don't agree on a parenting philosophy, the wife's way is going to win. Because if she don't win, she's just going to be moping around and it's going to ruin your damn
life. Honestly, definitely undermine you. It's nothing like, you put somebody on punishment and you come home and they, you know what I'm saying, they doing the shit you told them they couldn't do in front of like your wife. Like, what the hell? Oh, I didn't.
It sucks that we don't have equality as far as parent raising, but pick your battles, dog. And if I were you, I would just, I hate to say get on board, but be strict, but without touching the kid. If you guys have a Dear Irby letter, send us an email at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is Dear Irby @themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you?
On Twitter @AngryKamal.
I am @Kyle Irby, also at the MRA Podcast. You can find us both at the MRA Podcast. You can find me at KyleIrby.com or at the MRAPodcast.com. Uncle Charles, please shout out your social. What's your social media?
Conversations in the Word Today on YouTube.
All right, you kicking the word for the people.
Yes.
The word of God, not just
the
word
of God.
All right.
That's the word. And you can also find us on Conversations About Marriage at conversationsaboutmarriage.blogspot.com.
Now, this is going to be not the same conversation we just had. It's going to be from a spiritual perspective. They're going to get you right.
Oh, yeah. It's cool.
All right.
We get to the real nitty-gritty of what marriage is all about.
Boom. All right. Hey, ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.